Hey everybody, in light of the coronavirus and the stay-home order, we have not been able to get out and take photos or videos for your listings. However, we are going to offer an alternative solution where we're going to teach your homeowners a step-by-step way to create good enough video that we can put together for a virtual tour. Here we're going to lay out some tips and tricks that we use on interiors and exteriors to help create a virtual experience for any buyers that aren't able to go look at the home but can get a good viewing experience from the video. So we're going to start outside, we're going to walk our way through a house, and we're going to show you the best way to create a great video. Thank you. Alright, let's start in the exterior. Exterior is very simple. We're basically just going to grab the camera and we're going to pan from left to right, right to left. Get two shots so we have two options to go through. But you just want to grab your phone, landscape mode every time. You never want to do portrait because we're not going to be able to get as much in a shot. And we're going to basically start at the left edge of the house and we're just going to slowly pan to the right. And that's really it for what you're going to do on the exterior. Like I said, it's very simple. The one piece of advice I will give, make sure the house is sitting directly in the center. You don't want to be pointing it up too high or down low. You want to make sure that house is sitting right in the center of the screen, and that will allow for a nice even clip. So now let's do the same thing on the back and kind of repeat just to go through what it's like doing exterior shots. Alright, so if you do have a nice outdoor feature like a patio or a water feature, definitely include it in the video because it's going to allow people to see all the great features of the house, and it's basically the same setup as we were doing before. Kind of go just chest level, and it's going to be just an easy pan. We're just slowly, slow is good. We really want to go slow across because that allows us to get a nice steady moving clip, and it's going to show the great features of the back. That's simple. Now let's get one great shot of the back and then we'll move inside. All right, now we're on the back, same as the front. We're just gonna start on the left side, make sure the house is centered in the middle of the screen, and we're just gonna go ahead and pan, very simple, left to right. Try to keep a constant movement. And that's pretty much it. If you wanna get really crazy, there are some trash cans that I would typically move out when I'm doing video. It's up to you, your discretion. Typically I move them out. It's up to you though. All right, now that we have all the exterior shots done, we're gonna go ahead and transition from the exterior to the interior. And we're gonna show a bunch of different techniques we use to create a free-flowing video throughout the house, but not gonna get shaky or any up and down movements. All right, so let's go ahead and show how we walk into the house. The first movement from the exterior to the interior. A lot of people think that they need to walk. The problem with walking is you're gonna get an up and down movement. So what we try to do is just body movements going into rooms that will help show the room as if you're walking, but not really walking. So let me kind of give you an example here. Phone, once again, always in landscape mode. Go ahead and record. And we're showing basically the door. We're keeping the phone at chest level, and we're just going to start back and slowly slide into the room. And what that does is it creates the experience of if you are walking into it, but you're not actually walking into it because then you get too many movements on the camera and it'll get shaky. So we just want to go ahead and push out and through, and it'll make it seem like you're actually walking into the room. All right, so a couple of tips when we get to the interior portion of the house. One, you want to make sure it's tidy. Right now, we're not tidy, but we're living in quarantine. We're dealing with what we have. Another thing that you want to do is make sure that there's no evidence of animals. People sometimes don't want to see dog stuff, cat stuff, so just make sure you kind of move those out of the room. Remember, we're not doing a full walkthrough where we're going through the entire house at once. We're going to do it room by room, which enables us to be able to move stuff out of the room if we need to, if it's looking cluttered. We have plenty of time on our hands right now, so let's try to make the rooms look the best we can. So now to go into rooms. A lot of people think that they need to hold the camera like this and then walk into the room. You don't want to do that once again because you're going to get that up and down movement. What we're trying to do is we're trying to create a nice, easy, steady, slow movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to position ourselves right here on the corner of this trim. And we're going to start our video right on that trim. And then we're going to move our body, not our hands, and we're going to push into the room with our body. And that's going to give you that feeling of moving into the room without actually walking into the room. Alright, so now that we're in the room, we want to do our best job at showing the room in its entirety. We don't need to walk through it because the way this camera is set up, it's going to be zoomed in too much than if you had a wide angle lens. So we want to back ourselves into a corner as much as we can. We're going to start with the motion of the camera up a little high, up probably about chin level, and you're going to go ahead and pull back with the body while you move left to right. And that's going to simulate movement from left to right as well as front and back, which creates a little bit more of a free-flowing motion. Now once you've extended yourself to the right, we can push in a little bit as well. So not only are we moving left to right, we're also getting a little bit of backwards movement and then a little bit of forwards movement, which is creating that walkthrough experience. You're not going to be able to, like I said, you're not going to be able to walk through the place because you're going to have so much up and down movement. So we need to find a way to create that. But once again, we're going to show how to go into a room. Right here we have a kitchen that we want to show in its entirety. So we want to start by as if we were walking into the room, and then we're going to do another pan shot. But first, let's start on a corner. You could either go from this side here and move in, or you can go from this side here and move in. And we're basically going to start our film right at that corner, and then we're going to move our bodies while we pan right to left and move into the room. And now we want to keep the camera chest level here. We want to keep the main focus level. Once again, let me go ahead and turn this camera real quick, other way. We don't want to have all this stuff on the countertop. This is how we're living right now, but if you're going to get your house ready for listing, we want to make sure all this stuff is pulled off the countertops. What you can do is you can shoot in the living room first, take all this stuff in the countertop, move it into the living room, and it'll create a nice clean space that'll look a lot better on video. Now we're going to get to the part where we're going to go upstairs. I never like to walk up the stairs with the camera, and the reason is because there's so much up and down motion that it really creates a lot of shake in the video, and it just doesn't look great. So what we like to do is stand at the base of the stairs, go ahead and start your camera low as if you're coming from the hallway. You're going to just back it up a little bit, and then you're going to start to point up towards the stairs. And this is basically our way of simulating that we are moving up the stairs. All right, so I know it looks a little weird, but this is how we have to do bathrooms, because we want our main focus to be just above the bathroom countertop. And what we're going to do is start here, back a little bit, and then you're going to push in. Like we were doing for the other rooms, and that's simulating us walking into the bathroom with the main focus being on just above the countertop. And the reason we do it that way is you don't want to be pointing down. It just narrows the room. It doesn't make it look great. Now we're going to go ahead and do bedrooms. Very similar to like a dining room or a living room or kitchen, where we're going to just do the push-in shot to make it look like we're walking into the room. And then we're going to do kind of a panoramic shot to show what the room is in the layout. Now you have all the steps you need to create a good in-home virtual tour. Let's review so you feel confident moving forward with your film settings. First things first. We're going to be filming landscape mode, not portrait, landscape. It's going to allow for a wider angle and show more of the room. Second, we're filming at chest, neck level. We're not up here filming down, not down here filming up, chest, neck level. Third, for exteriors, we just want to pan left to right. Make sure the house is positioned in the middle of the screen, and you're just going left to right, right to left. Interiors, we want to do the push-in shots. So we're starting at the trim and then we're pushing into the room. We're not moving our legs, we're just moving our body to simulate what it looks like walking into the room. Then we're going to do pan shots. We're going to pick a corner, we're going to back up, and we're going to move backwards a little bit while we pan across the room. This will allow us to show the room in the entirety. And this is going to be for everything. This is going to be for your living room. This is going to be for your dining room. This is going to be for your kitchen, bedroom. Push in, pan, and we're going to show everything that we need to show. Next, bathrooms. Remember, we're going to be down on our knees because we want to be at the countertop level. We don't want to be up too high pointing the camera down, so we're just going to be countertop level, maybe a little bit higher, and we're either going to be pushing into the room or we're going to be pulling out of the room. Very simple, no pans necessary for bathrooms because they are usually smaller. Now that you have all the tips and tricks you need to create a great in-home virtual tour, what you're going to do when you have all that footage on your phone is you're going to put it into a file and you're going to send it to aprealestatephotography@gmail.com. We're going to take all that footage and we're going to create a seamless real estate video that all the potential buyers will feel confident knowing what the house layout is.